Thank you for coming and a warm welcome to you all. And a welcome especially to Paul Colma, himself an artist, a poet and an arts facilitator at the Working Artists Studios in Ballydehob. We'll be introducing Wendy's practice. One's sense of anticipation and excitement is always heightened when visiting an artist's studio. When Lucy and I first visited Wendy's studio many months ago, we were thrilled to discover a trove of unimagined drawings, artist books, writings, etchings, painting, sculpture, artefacts of all kinds. And now, after selecting and sifting the work with Wendy and her indefatigable ally, Dick, we're delighted to present this, our 30th exhibition. Whether in Wendy's lush landscapes or her elegiac images of migrants and boats and desolate wasted lands, Wendy, I think, depicts, above all, compassion for what has been lost or perhaps unfulfilled. Anyway, I'll let Paul and yourselves explore the work for yourselves. Thank you.
Very well. It is very it's more an an dom sa bhean so in os for more chun an taspantas ultach agus talvachtach for this very important and wonderful exhibition. It's great to see such a nice turnout. I'm delighted to be asked. Thank you very much, Wendy. Wendy and Dick are members of our Marie and my studios in Ballydehob, Working Artist Studios, and we exhibited you 2 years ago, was it?
It was during COVID.
Oh,
yes. So,
yeah. So
2021.
Yeah. Yes, we had an exhibition where some of these, one or two of the pieces were exhibited as well.
And there was hardly anyone there because
yes.
It was locked down.
Yes, exactly. But the title of the exhibition is Land Memory. So that, as Robert mentioned, this is very crucial to your art, isn't it? Very much part of who you are.
I've always loved walking, and a sketchbook always goes with me, and that's where a lot of this work comes from. But even if I'm not sketching, I'm looking at the landscape and trying to work out what the story is, what happened here, why does it look like this, why is this growing, why are the houses down there and not up here, and the memory of the landscape, that if you talk to people you'll find out more, but just looking is...
You were mentioning to me earlier as well that you and Dick have a phone app that shows the old maps.
Yes.
So as you're walking along, you can check the old maps and why this row of trees or this wall is there.
Yes.
Oh, there was a road here.
Yes.
There was a house
it's a wonderful app, and it's got all the OS maps of the area that you're in, going back in time, and they all have the monuments on and the archaeological things and notable buildings, and you can just say, walking through a village, that's an interesting building, wonder what it is, and you can, as long as you've got a signal, you can actually say, gosh, and yes. So, and the same with the landscape. You can see where the roads used to be, where there might have been an old field system, and there's just a few rocks left of boundaries.
And memory is very important to your art, isn't it?
Yes.
Thinking back on people, there's a couple of beautiful pieces on the printing table, actually,
yes.
After your mother passed away.
Yes.
And
yes, I did a lot of work after my mother died, without really any thought. None of it was planned or designed. It just came out in a great torrent of grief, and it turned into an exhibition at Ullin, the West Cork Art Centre. And those pieces were done at the time, but they weren't in the exhibition.
And those birds in them, you were telling me they're based on very ancient pictograms from Malta.
Yes, yes. The vultures. These are the drawings on works on paper on the press there. I don't know if you've seen them. Mixed media, and there's a hypogeum in Malta, and there are lots of wall paintings underground, and these vultures, which are a symbol of death,
Yes, yeah.
are painted on the walls there in red, dark red.
Wow.
And of course that's...
They look like rakes, don't they?
Yes, yeah. And that stayed in my mind. So of course when I was thinking of grief, death, they came up.
And of course, talking about rakes reminds me of these pieces here.
Oh yes.
Which are implements and wire and things you found on your walks stuck in clay. The clay is interesting though, isn't it?
Well, they actually are quite old pieces of work, and they're a little bit battered now. And there were more of them. They're the ones that survived best. I was thinking about my place in the landscape, and I made these little figures. I called them a family. I made them out of clay from the neighbour's land. He has a little clay pit, very small, and I dug the clay out of there, modelled them. They're not fired. And all the pieces of metal were found on our land, I think. We don't have much, just the big garden.
Yeah.
Some of the bits might have come from other places, but it was about my place.
Yes.
This is the land, and these are the bits and pieces around me.
And the barbed wire.
Yes. But
Then these pieces here and here, these are to do with land and memory. They're called Memory of Home 1 and 2.
Yes. They are. They're a little bit old, and that was when I was doing a series of work on migration, on refugees, mostly people who are being forced to migrate rather than other kinds of migration. But it was I started that work during the Syrian crisis, when those people left and they were coming over to Europe, and I got a little bit involved second-hand with various Syrians, and Memory of Home was part of that body of work. Quite a lot of the work here, in fact. The tall painting on the back of this wall has got the drawings of the boats on, and the representations of people. The boats aren't necessarily about the small boats in the Mediterranean, but they do include that. They are about the perilous journeys that desperate people make in order to find somewhere safe. And whether it be land or sea or arriving at immigration, it's very dangerous, and their lives are so fragile, and that's why the boats are
so buckety.
Yes. Yeah.
Because there's one here in the middle, and there's several on the right-hand side in the other room.
Yes.
Then moving swiftly along from that, because that's quite an emotional.
Yes, I can feel it again. Yes, it is. Incidentally, we at Dublin Dance Festival, round about soon after that, during that crisis, soon after it started, we went to a dance in Dublin, and it was it 3 or more Syrian men, and they danced a really, really physically hard dance using folk dance of their region. And they used those steps, but they varied it, and they just made it looked, well, it was, they were dripping with sweat. Their faces were strained with the determination of keeping going. And it was all about the trials of having to leave. I've forgotten what it was called. But when the lights came on, people were crying. Yes. It was very, very powerful. Yeah, that's just an aside.
Yes. These pieces here, these are newer pieces.
These are all
bog pieces.
all quite new, all these paintings. I made them, I think, nearly all last year and the beginning of this year. I spent a lot of time. I live on a bog and spend a lot of time walking on bogs, and I love them. The peacefulness of them.
Yes.
And
they're nicer in the winter, really, aren't they?
Much
More
nicer,
winter, yeah.
yes. They turn red
Yes,
in the winter.
And the heather goes silver. And,
Yes, the colours are
yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah.
And I take my sketchbook, and these paintings some of them have come directly from or inspired by sketches. Others are more generic, and they're just bogness.
Yes, yeah.
Like the big bog,
Yes.
the big high one. That's nowhere in particular.
Yes.
It's just...
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece, yeah. And there's a key piece here at the end, which is Camille's bog. And that's actually on the easel that belonged to Camille Suter.
Did it?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. That's Camille Suter's easel.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's in there. Yeah.
Right.
And that's
yes.
a beautiful piece.
I was looking at Camille Suter's paintings. Well, I've always looked at them because I love them.
Yes.
If people don't know her, she painted bogs a lot. She lived on Achill.
Yeah.
She's no longer alive. And I've looked at her work in the book. I've studied them and got inspiration from them. And then I decided to make a painting that really got as close to her as I could. I used her colours, her mark making, her compositions, I just absorbed myself in them. And that's Camille's Bog, it's called.
So it's like an homage.
It is an homage, yes.
That's wonderful.
And many of the other ones too are inspired very closely by her paintings.
Robert mentioned in his introduction that when he went to your studio, as Marie and I found when we went to your studio, it's an Aladdin's cave.
Yeah.
There's so much, there's stuff, the walls are covered, there's stacks of stuff, there's things put away in drawers, there's things all around the floor, there's all kinds of everything.
When I'm working, I like to keep out the things that I feel are relevant.
Yes, yeah.
And having a big studio is fabulous for that because I don't have to put everything away as I used to when I had a small studio. I can keep things out and they might inform what I'm working on in the present.
Yeah.
And stuff just, you can't put a lot of the things I make into drawers.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, the boats, they have to stand around.
Yes, yeah.
So
Robert and Lucy, but they saw your paper pieces.
Yes.
And said, "Ooh, we'd like those in the exhibition as well, not just the new stuff."
I had a phone call from Lucy saying, "Could we come and talk to you? And if we'd like to show you maybe. Could we just come and have a look?" And I thought they said they liked my work, so I thought, well, they must have seen it on various exhibitions. I thought they meant all these new paintings. And when they arrived, they said, "Oh yes, we love the paintings, we'll have those, but we love these pieces on paper." And I was absolutely thrilled, because those are the things that I make without any thought that they will ever be seen.
Yes. Yeah.
They're the things I love to make, and a lot of them go away in the studio. The big ones get rolled up or are still on the wall. And
you can do these you do them without any ideas or anything.
Yes.
That finished end piece, or you just mess with them. You just play with
yes,
them.
yes,
Display is so important.
I love mixed media, and I do that with the paintings as well.
Yes.
I don't really know how it's going to end up.
Yeah.
But I love mixed media. So when they were excited by the pieces that excite me, I was thrilled, and I said, yes, we can have any of this.
Yeah.
And I owe a lot to their vision.
Yes.
That they wanted to show some of
and unframed
my
pieces
best
as well.
pieces, unframed, which traditionally don't sell. I don't even usually offer them for exhibition.
Yeah.
People don't want them. So, thank you, Robert and Lucy.
And then also when you looked up their website, you saw,
Oh yes.
I'm supposed to be showing prints, am I?
Yes.
Because it mentioned prints in there.
It said etching. And I phoned and I said, Lucy, there's no etchings in this show. Ah, she said, but I said maybe I could find some. I was a printmaker before I was a painter. And so I had etchings, and some of them in fact were really fitting.
Yes.
So that they're actually about bogs.
Yes. Yeah.
So they are in there on the plan chest.
Yes. Yeah.
So there now are some etchings in the show.
And another thing very close to your heart are books, handmade books,
Yes.
artist books.
Yes.
You've made a lot of them during lockdown with Bird, didn't you?
Yes. Well, I've made books over the years, artist books, just single, not editioned books,
Yeah.
not published books, just because, I don't know, there's something about books. I used to make them as a child, with different subjects. The one that's in there is, I made that during lockdown. Not that that's really relevant, but I had time.
Yeah.
But an artist friend and I, Bernadette Burns, were unable to meet during lockdown, and I said I remembered an exhibition I'd seen of work between two artists who had sent work back and forth in the post. And I said, maybe we could do something like that. We said, okay, well, we'll give it a try. And it was hugely successful. We both loved doing it. And each week or so, whenever we had time, we would put a piece of work that we had made about our experience of lockdown, the walks we were taking, the things we were missing, loneliness, anything, in words and
Yes.
visually, and put it in the post to the other, and the other person would respond to it.
And you did two of each.
And we actually made we made 2 copies of each, so that, because we both wanted to keep the book,
Yeah.
we made it into a book at the end of the year and decided that we would repeat it. And we've now got 5 of them.
Right. Yeah, that's wonderful.
And they're a great record for us.
Yeah, yeah.
They haven't been out anywhere.
Yeah.
They're fairly fragile. They're a record of things we were doing at the time. COVID ended, and the joy of getting out again.
Yes,
but it's also just about, it's just doing something outside of our normal practices.
Yeah.
something, just a bit of playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Yes. And yes, Lucy and Robert said they'd like some of them in the show, and I thought, having people,
Paul them.
yes, looking through them and not being perhaps careful enough, because some of them are fragile. Yeah. But I found that one and realised that that was the ideal one, sturdy enough, yes, and big enough for an exhibition.
And there's more work, by the way, in the end room, just for people to notice. There are bog pieces in there.
Yes,
that are beautiful. You can see one straight in the end there.
Yeah.
And Catherine made a beautiful fold-out advertisement or a flyer, or what would you call it?
Well, I've called it a catalogue. It's not quite a catalogue, but
it's kind of a catalogue flyer.
A brochure.
Yeah, brochure. Which is really lovely.
That's Catherine's design.
Catherine Wells, that is. Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah. Is there anyone you'd like to thank or pay tribute to?
I've thanked Lucy and Robert. I feel indebted to them for letting me have this. Well, I call it a wonderful exhibition. It's not because of the work, but just because I feel that all my favourite stuff's come out of the studio, and I'm so delighted to be able to show it.
Yes.
And of course, none of this would have been possible without my husband, Dick.
Yes.
You know, they always... Yeah. But it really wouldn't. The work might have happened, but it would still be in the studio. Yes.
And this gallery, it's so important to have a place like this. There should be at least one in every town, if not more.
Oh, there should, yes,
and,
yes.
You know, a lot of places are losing theirs, and
Yes.
it's great to have this. It's a lovely gallery. The shape is beautiful. Everything is wonderful about it. So well done, Robert and Lucy. Yeah.